Okay, I'm going to close the show out by talking about Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia was a massive failure as the Detroit Lions head coach. I felt I'd bring up Matt Patricia since I talked about Matthew Stafford a little bit earlier in the show. It just goes to show you that the Detroit Lions continue to whiff on head coaches, and it really bothers me because I see a guy in Matthew Stafford that is good enough to win football games, that is talented enough to win a Super Bowl, and because he does not have the right head coach to help him become a better player and to get him over the top, it just bothers me. And Matt Patricia, he went 13-29 and 1 in his career as the Detroit Lions head football coach. His team was constantly undisciplined. They were not well coached. They have blown so many opportunities to win games. We could talk about all the fourth quarter leads that Detroit had that were squandered in the past under Matt Patricia. He was just a bad football coach for the Detroit Lions. And Matt Patricia was brought in to take the Detroit Lions over the hump. He was brought in to bring them to new heights because the Detroit Lions, they were doing pretty good under Jim Caldwell. Jim Caldwell, his last 2 years in Detroit, had back-to-back 9-win seasons, 9-7, 9-7. In fact, in 2016, he made the playoffs. And Matt Patricia comes in, not only does he fail to retain the culture that Jim Caldwell established, he made the culture worse. It was a terrible hire. The Detroit Lions should have never fired Jim Caldwell. They should have never done it. Because Matt Patricia, he's been a massive failure. Matt Patricia was brought in to be the extra piece of the puzzle, and he's just broken that franchise in half. He really has. You know, he's not been a good head coach. He has not gotten the Lions over the hump. The culture got significantly worse over the past 3 years under Matt Patricia. And the Detroit Lions, they have some talent. Matthew Stafford's a really talented quarterback. Kenny Galladay's really good. TJ Hawkins is a really good tight end. They've got some good running backs. The defense has some good pieces. But unfortunately, if you don't have the right head coach to steer the ship, your franchise is going to fail. And Matt Patricia, he was a massive failure for the Detroit Lions. And listen, you know, the Detroit Lions definitely whiffed on that head coach hire, but they can right the ship if they go out there and pursue Eric Bieniemy, Robert Saleh, Brian Dable. There's some good head coaching candidates out there. And if the Detroit Lions are truly serious about knocking off Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, they will go out their way to get Matthew Stafford a brand new head coach. And for what it's worth, honestly, if I were the Detroit Lions, I would kind of start from scratch, to be honest with you, because you put Matthew Stafford through so many rebuilds. It's nothing wrong with trying to, hit the reset button to try to clean house. That's definitely a possibility. But either way you slice it, whether the Detroit Lions as a franchise want to blow things up or continue to try to move forward and reboot, they must nail their next head coach, because firing Jim Caldwell for Matt Patricia has set the franchise back several years. And in order to get back on track, the Detroit Lions must hit on their next head coach. But once again, firing Jim Caldwell in favor of Matt Patricia was a massive failure for the Detroit Lions. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God-blessed day, and I'm out.